Like I'm like,
Morning.
what up? I
uh,
hit
okay.
there. So funny. That's how I do it. I
Yeah.
don't know why.
I do want to tell you something that I meant to tell you before we hit record, and I'll just tell you now because who cares? So I have been like with these eclipses and stuff, I've been in like major detox mode in my body. Like my body is just purging out all the old shit, the old karma, the things that don't serve me. Like she's getting it out, getting it out. Well, the new moon, I think if I'm correct, the gate in human design that the new moon was in was like in your, like up around your third eye. It's in your like ajna or your head.
Hmm.
And I feel like, I'm like, what is wrong with me? Am I like, I mean, I didn't even break out as a teenager and I'm not broken out, but I have these like little bumps under my skin, kind of like they're not like zits under my skin, even. It's like, anyway, I went into this whole meditation this morning with it, talking to it. And I'm like, is it something I'm eating? Is it something I'm using? Is it my environment? And no, it's purging, purging internal stuff, just getting
Interesting.
out through my skin. And which is pretty cool because like our skin is, a huge like detox component, right? It's how we get rid of stuff, it's how we absorb things. So, but anyway, I found it interesting too that it's like in my head and I've had a lot of headaches and I've had a lot of like just thoughts and things and visions and stuff in my head just over the last like week or two. I mean, I have that a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
like major big time. So anyway, I just wanted to share that. I did my crunchy charcoal mask this morning.
Fancy.
I'm trying to like just help my body purge.
Yeah, that's a good idea to try and support your system, trying to get it out. Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. All right. And we're having our tea. Mine looks like coffee, but it's not. I just put
It does look
like
like coffee.
tea and cacao and like functional mushrooms. I just made myself a little witchy concoction. Here's
Mm.
your dandelion tea.
Yes, my usual.
I
I
had
don't
that before
for
bed last night.
Yeah, I haven't had it for a couple days, so
Nice.
today's the day. I've just been busy and I didn't get it done.
Yeah.
So
All
today's
right.
the day.
Good. I'm glad you're back to it. I know you like it.
I do like it a lot.
Yeah, it's great. It's one of my favorites. I drink it very often, but I mostly drink it in the evening. But yeah.
Yeah, I have more daytime. I'm fasting this morning
Yeah, we
and
did
I
that
was
intermittent fast,
miserable.
girl.
Miserable like an hour ago. I'm like, I hate this. And then this is what I landed on. I was trying to decide what I wanted to do, and this is what I picked.
Good. Did you do fats at all this morning or just like
I did
black
do
coffee?
coconut oil in my coffee, but I don't know.
Great.
Still not super sold on that.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Well,
It's okay. Like it's fine. I don't
yeah.
know. Like I don't not like it. I just
Yeah. Well, since you have MCT oil, you should totally try whipping up some butter and MCT oil in there.
okay. I don't have
Or like,
grass-fed butter right now though.
oh yeah, I would definitely, I mean, like even just Kerrygold or whatever.
Okay.
But I mean, yeah, you can use whatever you want to use, but I just definitely like grass fed has more all the yumminess in it and like no
Mhm.
toxins and stuff. But like especially if it's like that's a whole nother conversation. I'm not gonna go down that path. Okay. Anyway, it makes it kind of like a latte, which I know you love. It's
Yeah, I do like lattes. Yeah,
yummy.
but I still need to buy a frother thing. We talked about that too. I still haven't bought one. Just need to do it. I had one and it just doesn't work. Whatever.
Yeah. All right. Well, that or a blender. But we should dive in because I am going to yoga here in a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, so do we want to start with farmer or lowest bond?
I mean, it depends on, I feel like Love is Blind, I have a lot to say, probably. Farmer wants a wife. I just love it. It's a way lighter for me. So I don't have tons to say
I don't
about
either.
that. Like I have maybe a couple, but
Yeah. We could just touch on Farmer if you want. I don't have a ton to say about it either. It's the first 2 episodes that we've watched. I think the third one comes out tonight, right?
yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I'm like you. I just think it's a fun show. I also thought it was funny when you said that there's more kissing this season. And let me tell you, the farmer that has the little boy, he's about kissing the girls.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't remember
He's
his name.
27. I had to look at that. I was like, how old is he? And he's
Yeah.
27
I
because he
mean,
says he's divorced.
yeah,
I
yeah.
was
I
trying to
mean,
get
he's a
a
cutie
picture of
pie.
him.
It was just so funny. I was like, okay, now I know what Emily was talking about when I'm watching it.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna kiss her and you know.
Yeah, usually like the previous 2 seasons, I think they're trying to make it juicier maybe. The
Mm.
previous 2 seasons, there wasn't really like a lot of kissing. I feel like you had to wait forever to see somebody kiss. I'm like, what is this? Not that you
Okay,
have
but,
to kiss, but it's more
right. But I
exciting,
mean,
I guess. I mean,
yeah, and if you're dating someone. But speaking of kissing, you know what I'm gonna bring up. Um,
no, tell me.
is
No
her name
idea.
Samantha? The
Oh yeah,
blonde
I know who
girl.
you're talking about.
Okay, so there she's on that date with that guy. And first of all, I just thought, I don't know why he even picked her, but whatever, that's his choice. Um,
I think, well, he said he likes mean flirting. Like he likes to mean flirt.
I know,
I
but
think
I'm
I'm too
like,
sensitive now in my old age. I'm too sensitive to mean flirt. My
well, I
husband says
just
one
think
wrong thing, and I'm like, I did that? No. And then he'll just like laugh. And I'm like, that's not funny.
well, I just think that it's not cute. Like, it's just not cute to mean flirt. Like, if you
Yeah.
want to flirt and you want me, like, say that and be real about it. It's just, to me, it's not attractive at all.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I feel
clearly he
like,
likes it.
yeah, yeah, he does. That's why I said that's his choice. But
And he
then,
likes a challenge, apparently.
and he likes what?
He likes a challenge, apparently.
Yes. But like, what
Whatever.
I'm confused about is her, like, she has these ideas, like he went to kiss her and she was like, she like put her hand out and like blocked him and was like,
Yeah. That's so
no,
weird.
I'm not gonna kiss anyone on this show because I don't want, maybe if I don't marry you, like my husband one day see me kiss anyone else. And I just thought, this is my opinion on it. I really want to
Yeah.
hear yours because
Let's be agree.
I was like, this is the most bizarre thing I've ever heard. First of all, you're on a fucking dating show. Secondly,
I mean, he called her out on that. He's like, so wait, do you know what this show is, right? Like,
right, but then he also was like, okay, well, I understand it. He kind of like backpedaled a little bit. But first of all, I'm just like, this is a dating show. Like, isn't it natural to kiss people when you date them? I think that's natural. So I feel like she has some ideas in her mind or standards that she's like blocking herself and him from the experience to even know, because her future husband, if she doesn't marry him, might see her kiss someone else. Like, is he going to be like, let me go back and look at when she was on this and like watch her every move and see, or like, who gives a fuck? Like, do they not know that
I
they've
think
dated
it's
people?
strange. I think it's strange. I think she's a little, I don't know, immature or something, maybe. Because,
Yeah.
like, the whole, what's your definition of loyalty? I thought was like,
Yes.
okay. I don't know. Like, I just don't. And she's like, my one best friend, like, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. She seems maybe immature, I guess, is
Oh my God, that's the
what I
exact
think.
word I was thinking in my brain.
Immature. Like, she wants to control all the situations. She wants to have the upper hand. I don't know. Maybe that's the kind of experience she wants to have. She wants to have but I
Yeah.
still have a hard time because the other girls, if they're open to, you know, pursuing things and letting their guard down and being vulnerable, like I
Right.
think that they'll pass her.
I guess I think I agree with you. And I also think like it's just not even realistic. And maybe she just feels insecure about like life or herself, or, you know, everyone has good reasons to act how they act. But just watching it, and I know I said this when I messaged you once this week, but like I really feel like I have to say this. You know, when I work with clients, I'm always like, yes, have the exact experience you need to have and whatever. So when I'm saying this stuff on this podcast, and I sound so judgmental, it's like I'm just wearing a different hat right now. I get it. I get that she has good reason to act how she acts, and like maybe that feels really good to her, maybe it doesn't, and it's something she's noticing doesn't feel good, or maybe she loves it. We don't know, but I've been
she loves it.
Yeah,
I think she loves the idea of being in control, being in charge.
Yeah, I agree with you from watching.
She seems very confident the way she acts and says stuff and whatever. I think she,
Yeah,
I don't know, I'll be curious to see if it catches up to her or not. Like if acting, or I shouldn't say acting that way. If that's your philosophy or your approach, I'll be curious if it
right,
catches up to her and
right,
and it doesn't end up being the way she wants it to be. I don't know. Like I
right.
see her self-eliminating and being like, I can't do this. He's acting this way with other girls. I'm not here for it. Like, I don't want to compete. She already said that. So,
Right.
whatever. I
Yeah,
thought
I
the one
agree.
girl on Farmer, I think it's Farmer Jay, she like gave him like the bikini picture. And he's like, I thought this was a family show. I was laughing so hard when he said that. And then she's like not wanting to do anything. Like, I just think it's funny sometimes. Like, what did you sign up for? What was your plan? Because
Same.
like
I was like,
on a farm is like to work.
I know. She's like, oh my God, I'm not going to shovel shit. I don't like bugs. I'm like, you are on a farm. Like you
Yeah,
didn't realize what you signed up for here.
yeah. And like to me, being in the farming world, some of the stuff that they made them do, I was like, I don't. This okay, whatever. Maybe they actually do feed the cows like one small bucket full at a time. I think they're just trying to keep them busy. Or like he's having them pick weeds out of the beans, and I was like, you either don't have a lot of acres or maybe it's
Oh my God.
organic. I don't know, but like you're not gonna go hand pick weeds if you have like 4,000 acres. You know what I mean? Nobody has time for that. You never get anywhere.
Yeah. Oh my God. I love like you talking about
I
that.
just thought it was funny. I was just
Yeah.
like,
It's so
okay,
practical. Yeah.
these girls busy, but like I don't know that that's like super realistic to their
Right. I think they're just like showing like how they would act
life.
on the farm or something. What the only other thing I really had to say for sure is the people who got the farmer in California hit the fucking jackpot.
I know. It looked really cool.
His
I thought it
land, his view, his like he's close to the beach and they have a farm. Like it just sounded like my dream world.
yeah. Yeah, I thought the same thing. And honestly, I mean, I'm sure like hand picking avocados would be tiring after a while. I don't know. I would assume they'd have some machine for it, but what do I know? Especially if you have like a lot of trees, you're not gonna hand. I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, yeah, I thought that was really nice. I actually think they all kept really good homes. So I wonder if like that's part of production to come in and like do a cleanup and paint real quick before the show.
That's funny. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought like I don't know, his was just really cute. It was like more modern
Yeah, I
um
thought it was really cool.
and if they sit in the hot tub, they overlook and see the ocean and oh, it just was beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was cool. I'll be interested to see if we hear more of his story. Like, didn't he say his sister-in-law's parents died and it was their farm?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I wonder if we'll get more information about that.
Right.
I
Yeah.
thought all of their dates were really cute. I thought they all seemed like good guys. I'm really excited to see where the season goes. Real excited.
Yeah, me too. I think once it starts unfolding, it'll get more and more interesting, as always.
Yeah. I did listen to a little video. It was from one of the girls from the last season, and she was kind of explaining like the process at the beginning, and like the first day is like actually filmed in 2 parts, like in 2 days. So, because she said, I know people are like making fun of these girls, like, oh, like, why are you crying? You don't even know this guy. And she's like, you just have to think, like, they've already been in a hotel for 3 days, and then they have 2 days that they're like spending waiting around, and it's just a lot. And I was like, that's a really good perspective because I had never even thought of that.
Yeah, like it's not even necessarily that they are
She just going on and on. Anyway, so
it's not even necessarily that they are crying about the guy, right? They're just emotional because they're probably exhausted and
don't come back in here. I've already told you, do not come in here.
they've been like in this whole situation. Like it's not even necessarily like they're crying about him. It's just they're crying.
Well, and you got your hopes up, like you're excited.
Yeah.
You really think it could be something. Because I mean, like obviously, who asked somebody the question, did you ever see yourself on a dating show? And they're like, no.
Right.
And like lots of people think that way because you're like especially people, I feel like on this show, they're going into it, the idea to get married, and they're being super genuine, I think. So obviously they're all ready to be married. They probably already felt like they wanted to be married for a while. I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
I already said yes. I don't care. She can have one. I already said yes. Don't come back in here, please. Don't argue. Go watch the movie. Go get a straw, please. You should just end the recording and start.
No, it's okay. I've got it. I'm making a little note about where the time where it is.
The time.
Yeah. So I usually just like make sure to put the minutes in to yeah. Okay. So
make it more cohesive for our listeners. The viewers, on the other hand, have a train wreck to watch.
That's fine. They see real life.
Yeah, don't be coming on a show, a podcast that our mom podcast that Bored Housewives.
YouTube if you don't want to see the chaos.
Yeah, Bored Housewives who need to rant about the reality TV show.
Oh my God.
I'm not bored for that.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay. So Love is Blind.
Yes, Love is Blind. Let's get to it.
Are you feel pretty wrapped up? Sorry, I forgot to ask.
No, I do. I was ready. I was ready.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they edit and show the show. I don't feel like, I mean, we'll see if we get into anything super deep. But anyways, Love is Blind was complete chaos. I mean, I don't know. So what did we watch? I can't even tell you. 9, 10, and 11? Or was it 8, 9, 10?
8, 9, 10, 11.
I can't even tell you because I feel like the last.
We couldn't stop watching it. Okay, people, for everyone listening, we were going to do 8 and 9, but we just couldn't stop watching it. So look, I had to hold myself back to not watch 12. So here we are. We're covering 4 episodes.
Well, I don't feel like, I don't know. I don't really love, like in 11, I don't love when they try on the dresses and the suits. Like that episode does nothing for me. Honestly, I don't even love the weddings. I don't even want to watch all the BS they give you before the weddings. I just want to say yes or no. I don't need to have a 20-minute go back and forth between his family and her getting ready and him getting ready. Like, I don't need all that crap.
See, I like some of it depending on like if it's juicy or not.
Yeah.
You know, like when it's juicy, I love to see it. But like when it's boring, because some of them I feel like are just boring. Like even if there's no drama, they are just they can be real fun or whatever, but some of them aren't. But I don't mind like seeing the dresses. I actually kind of am like, I find it interesting what different people pick, but yes, they spend a lot of time on it. But I thought it was funny that Taylor, I think it was Taylor, yeah, her mom was like, Oh, does that one like show too much of the girls? Like,
Taylor's mom is totally something. I didn't write her down, and I should have. Oh no, I did. Taylor's mom, I did write her down because I think she's something else. Like
I do too.
I think she's from a good place, but I think she's something.
Yeah, like she comes across kind of overbearing, like, let
Mhm.
Taylor be Taylor.
Yeah, but clearly Taylor is being Taylor because she's like, I don't know. I mean, her mom did a good job. I think she's great. I really like her. Like, I could be friends with her.
But that's what I mean. Like when you, as a parent, I mean, I'm going through another iteration of this Jagger 17, and he's, you know, more even becoming more of an adult, right? Than he was 5 years ago. And that was an iteration. But like I have to trust that I have really like done a great job with him, and that we have a great relationship, and that my goal is to teach him how to trust himself, not
Yeah.
to teach, not that he'll do what I say, trust himself, even if it's something I don't agree with.
Yeah.
And then just be there if it, like, who cares if he gets married and gets divorced? Like, really, at the end of the day, obviously that's not our goal and what we want. Like,
Hmm.
but at the end of the day, I want him to be happy, and I would rather him go, oh my gosh, I did this. I thought it was the right thing. I thought it would work. And I also have the courage to end it and say, I'm going to now pivot because I realized this isn't what I thought. And maybe it wasn't even a bad decision. Like maybe it was a great decision you needed in that time. Anyway, my point is, I just think sometimes watching the parents is interesting because I notice which ones are like, okay, I trust you because this is the thing, like the way I raised you. I want you to make your choices, and I'm here for you. If something happens, then you need me, but like, I trust you. And then the ones who are like, I am so scared to trust you. I don't know if I can trust you. Maybe I should still control the things you do. And they're in that. Like, do you?
Yeah. Uh-huh. I see what you're saying. I think Daniel's mom, when they met Taylor's parents, I thought she did a really good job. Like both of Daniel's parents did a really good job, like speaking up, but like doing it in a way that was still very respectful. And I think Taylor's mom, obviously, she made it known that she was upset about, I didn't even know you were engaged. Like I had to wait and like all this stuff, which I can't remember if Taylor didn't tell her parents. Some people didn't even tell their family. And I don't remember if Taylor was one of them or
Yeah.
I,
I
um,
can't
but it seems
remember.
like they're very traditional. Like her parents are very traditional.
Yes. Yeah.
So I think that's, I would say interesting to navigate in this situation, but I could understand like the perspective of feeling like left out, but knowing
Yeah.
it was a show and you can't really be involved, I think I would be like, well, it is what it is. Like she can't tell me till a certain time, so it makes sense why I was left out. Like I'm not going to
Yeah.
hold that against you. I'm not going to be like, oh my gosh, you waited 2 years to tell me that you were dating somebody, or I don't know. I don't feel like it should be that upsetting, I
Right.
guess, but she
No,
clearly was
I
upset. So
agree.
that had something to do with her in the dressing, like picking out the dresses and like, I don't know. Maybe she'd just be grumpy the whole time.
Maybe, but then like the next one, she did like it and it was more conservative. But it's funny because I'm like, well, if she wants her tits out, it's her wedding. Let them be out. Like, who cares? Like,
Yeah.
about her, right? I don't know. But
Yeah.
I can see what you're saying about how, like, making sense of it, because I do think her mom in particular was like, oh, like I wasn't included. And I don't remember either about if she's someone who told them in the beginning or not. Like, so I don't know the level of surprise that her mom had. Like if
Yeah.
she didn't know but I think because she lives with them now, they knew she went on the show.
Did she live with them? I thought it was Monica that
No.
lived with her.
Oh.
I don't know. All these episodes watching them together, then I get kind of like lost and
I know. For some reason, I
confused.
thought she had moved in. Oh, I know Monica did. You're right. Why did I
I
think?
do feel like I don't know. Anyways,
It doesn't matter. But I will.
but we could totally talk about Monica and Joey if you have.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So Monica and Joey. Well, just tell me your thoughts because
First of all, I think a sock basket is not that big of a deal. Like they're just feet, and who cares? You wash them. Like I don't see. To me, I see that as efficient because socks are the worst to find and match and fold, especially when you have 5 feet. Like I shouldn't say 5 feet, 5 sets of feet in your house. Like to me, I like that's super efficient. Fold all the socks, throw them all in a basket, and call it a day.
that's very
Socks are
projector of
the
you.
Yeah, socks are the last thing I deal with, and then I have to walk them to everybody's spots, and it's annoying.
See, I would hate that because I do have this thing where I'm thinking, ew, like I don't know. I'm with Joey
I
on
don't get the ew. I don't get the ew. So when you wash your dishes,
this.
like,
Right. No, yeah,
do
you're
you
right.
do you like put Jagger's dishes and your dishes in separate places? Because like
No,
you're putting your mouth on your silverware. Like you have separate silverware.
let me tell you something. It's not even about germs for me because
Okay.
I will like eat or drink after complete strangers. I don't care.
Yeah. Look
Like
at you.
it's not even about the germs. It's well, first of all, Jagger's feet, his socks would never fit me. Okay, that's number one. His feet are
Yeah, but not like I guess to me, I don't think they're sharing socks. I just thought they just threw all the
no, they
socks in one
share
bag.
them. They
No,
go.
I thought she looked at them and like picked out her own socks.
No, she was like, whatever. Oh yeah, you need some gray socks today. You just dig through and get out a pair of gray socks, and anyone could pick those gray socks and wear them. So
Okay, so that still doesn't bother me.
right,
But
but
unless there's like somebody in my house that had like a nasty fungus or something, like
right. But I was just thinking, like, first of all, his socks don't fit me, whatever. Also, I like to have my own cute socks. I am very territorial about my things. This
okay.
is probably the Taurus in me. Like, I like my nice things. They're mine. I don't want anyone else to touch them unless they ask me.
Oh
Like,
my god, that's hilarious.
it's also probably because when I was little, I didn't have like I'm the oldest of 4 kids, and the three under me would always like go in and like ruin my stuff.
Yeah.
If I was at school, they would go in my room and just trash it, and I always had my room like clean and put together and things where I wanted them, and they would break things or like mess things up, and so it just I'm very like I like my things how I like them. I can live with people like it doesn't bother me if someone puts something back differently than I had as long as it's put away. But I don't like to share like certain important things to me.
Or socks. Or I guess you said cute socks are important to you. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I guess I
Like,
didn't interpret them as sharing them. I thought they just like put them all in the basket. But
yeah,
even
yeah.
my paired socks, like who cares? Honestly, the
And
more the better. The more sharing, the more socks, the better.
right.
Whatever. Just put some
But
socks.
all you and your kids don't wear the same size socks than your husband. So like
No.
it almost creates more work to like dig through like 4 times this amount of socks to find the one pair that's the right size for someone.
No, I don't know. 3 seconds. Just stick your hand in and
Oh no, see, I like them like organized. Like this size is here, this size is here. If I did a basket, I would at least have them for like the sizes, that people could wear or whatever. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The sock basket's irrelevant. It was made a big deal on the show, which is hilarious.
I mean, it wasn't like a huge deal. As I feel like we've been talking about it longer than they talked about
I
it.
know.
But
So what
yeah.
I will say about them is I thought Monica's sister I was like, it was funny when Joey
Yeah.
asked her, do you think she's jealous or something of you? Because he was like, has she ever liked anyone you've dated? And Monica was like, no. And so he's like, okay, well, do you think it's a jealousy or what? I had already written that down. I'm like, is she
Yeah.
jealous that Monica
I mean, yes, she clearly is because she made the comment that I thought I would get married first.
married first? Right. And I just
Like, who cares? It's a sped up process, and that's not your beef with her. That's your beef with your dude. So go talk to him.
right.
Like
I agree. 'Cause
whatever.
she has this
I just would
boyfriend.
be punished because your boyfriend's not meeting your timetable.
Right. And also, I just think, why can't people just be happy for people? Like, you, it's not a competition. Everyone's on a different timetable, right? Like, I would have loved to 5 or 10 years ago be married to my soulmate, whatever, but I had all this other stuff that my soul needed to journey and figure out. And that's cool. It's fine.
Yeah, but I mean, you have to like be, I don't know, very content, very comfortable, very mature person, I think, to be happy for other people. And lots of people are not mature and content and, you know,
Yeah.
and I think sometimes you need to mentally prepare yourself. Like, your sister went on the show, she's like bringing her fiance to meet you. Like, you
Yes.
should have already prepared in your mind to work that crap out before you even like meet this person. Like, have an open mind. And because I
That
thought
is,
I thought Joey fit in well. I thought he did a great job. I think they're super cute together.
yeah, I do too. And I think that's a good point that you're making about mentally preparing yourself because all the time in life we mentally prepare ourselves for things.
Especially if you know it's coming. Like,
Yeah,
this is happening. You
right.
have insight that you have time to prepare for this.
The sister did seem to like change her tune after she did the photo shoot, which I was
Mhm.
happy about. Because I was like, okay, maybe she's like seeing it a little bit more and coming around. I
Yeah.
felt like her attitude, and oh my God, when their family started like playing those instruments,
Mhm.
and that was funny. And
I thought that was
Joey
really
got
cute.
into it.
Yeah, I thought it was really cute. Cause like, okay, some of the boyfriends I've had, if I brought them home and that's what my parents did, they probably would have been like, yeah, this isn't gonna work out. Like, you guys are weird. And he
Uh-huh.
was just like totally cool about it. He just embraced it and went with it. And I thought that was very cute and masculine of him.
Yeah.
What did you think about Virginia and her prenup? What did you think about that?
Um, I get it. I get it. And also, I understand Devin's like kind of not getting it, right? Like I think that it is like she was saying, it's just like a business side of things. It's not, I just want to make sure we are good in terms of if something happens, like I don't want there to be this big struggle and fight and all the things. Um, she obviously needs that to feel safe because she's the one that brought it up.
I could see it in this situation because you kind of don't like you know the person, but you don't really know them.
Yeah.
I feel like Devin's just like pretty traditional, down to earth kind of dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see, like you're saying, I can see both sides of it. And like she's just, wants to make sure people like if you come in with something, you can leave with that same thing. I also
Right.
kind of
But
like
did they
her.
address,
Oh, go
oh,
ahead.
did they address like, because I know they said like what you come in with, you'll leave with, but then like, what about things that are built and money that's earned and stuff while you're in the marriage? Because I think about this a lot, actually, well, not a lot, but like when it comes up, because it came up on do you watch Married at First Sight?
No, uh-uh.
Oh, that's another show we could do. It's really good.
Okay.
Um, but they there was a prenup thing on that too. And so it kind of like made me think about it. And when you're in a marriage together and one of you, it looks like, is earning more and building the money, the other person is also contributing in ways that maybe you don't see because they're not the earner, but they're still contributing, right? Like they're supporting that person, they're making it possible in a lot of ways for that person.
Yeah.
And that can be emotionally, like actually tangibly taking care of things at home, taking care of kids, doing all whatever. Like it's all shared. So I think about like, well, what if when I got married, my husband was like, I want a prenup and whatever. I would be open to that conversation. But my big thing would be, I would be like, I want to know that you are taking care of me in the prenup. Like, I don't want it to be like I'm getting fucked over.
Yeah.
I just still feel like because you love me, you say you love me, whatever, I want to feel cared for. And I would not ever go after all their money and all that stuff either. So it's like this dance that every couple has to figure out for themselves. But anyway, I didn't feel like because then they were like, well, then we'll just like split like the things that we own. But I don't think they really talked about, because they were both talking about wanting to be millionaires, but I don't think they talked about like if they build that
Like
together, then
I feel like they can't talk about that stuff because her walls are up. I think if she brought that dream to him and discussed it with him, like,
Yeah.
I don't know, it almost seemed like in that conversation that maybe she thought she was, I don't want to say better than him, but she had she had a higher, I don't know, you know what I'm
The
saying?
right
Like
perspective.
because he had, yeah, he had to bring up the fact that like, well, yeah, I want to like make money too.
Yeah.
So I just felt like she thought she was like more of an authority on the whole like
Oh my God.
money thing.
I'm so glad you brought this up because it's reminding me of another thread with them.
Yeah.
And it was the same attitude she had. So this is something in her that she could, if she wanted to, look at, shift, evolve, whatever, grow from. And transform it to where it's still like her power, but she integrates it in a different way. When they were laying in bed, she brought up politics.
Yes, that was literally the next thing I wanted to talk to you about. And
And
I want to talk about his shoes too. We don't have to talk about them long, but
okay.
real quick.
Oh yeah, that was fascinating, the shoe conversation. But anyway, I'm glad you remembered that. She brought up politics when they were laying in bed, and her mindset seemed to be she's right and she has the right answers. And is he going to go vote Republican at the polls because she believes he should be voting Democrat? Like
Yeah.
that's how it came out, in my opinion. Did you get it that take it that way?
I kind of took it that way a little bit, but I also felt like, I mean, he seems to be very open-minded. I think he has opinions, he just doesn't want to say them.
Mhm.
But I liked how she did say, you know, I can still be a Christian, but like these are my perspectives. And like other Christians, they have their own perspective on like how to vote. So I liked how she established that. But yeah, I definitely
Mhm.
think she's got a chip on her shoulder or something.
Well, yes, exactly. So the way she came at it, I did also like how she brought that up about Christians can like both be Christians and have different viewpoints on like
Yeah.
she's like your choice and a lot of Christians aren't, things like that. But what I wrote down, because I just went back to my notes because I was like, I wrote something about this. So first of all, yes, I felt like she wanted him to have the same views as her, which sometimes that can be boring because like it's fine for people to have different perspectives. We can hold space, like that is our own
Yeah.
masculine containment to be.
Ben and Sarah the same way. Like she is just like, I don't know.
Yeah. But the other thing that Virginia said that really it made me feel just like that. A little uncomfortable. I didn't like it. She said that when she was talking about voting Democrat and she was asking him like how his family votes, and he said that they sometimes vote Republican. She's like, well, my family is Black.
Yes.
And I'm like, he's Black. His dad's Black. Like, just cause his mom's white. I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm just gonna say this, and you don't have to like you don't have to talk about it. You don't have to respond because I know some, like it's okay that you might have a different like boundary around wanting to talk about this. But for me, I feel like that there's this thing where it's like, why is it okay for a Black person to say, well, my family is Black, and make that comment to a man who is also Black just because he has a white mom or other things. Like, I have all kinds of stuff in my background. Like, in me, right? I'm like, I have Black, I have African American in me, I have Native American.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I have German in me, I have Irish in me. Like, I have all these things. And we like discount that. We discount that people can be multiracial and still hold all the components and all the elements of all those things. Like, I talk to my Native American ancestors. They come, they guide me, they show me things. I was raised with a lot of that culture and a lot of elements actually of Black culture too. Like, the way I was raised in Appalachia was like that. So I don't know, like, I've had this thing in me that like I want to own all my parts and be seen for all my parts. And not that I'm expecting anyone to call me Black. I'm not.
Yeah.
That's not my point. But my point is, like, he's genuinely like, he has a Black dad and a white mom, and she's met them and he knows this. And for her to just say, well, my family's Black, it's like discounting that and he said, he's like, well, I'm Black too. My dad's Black. But I just don't, I'm like, why? I hear that a lot. And why is that okay?
I mean, I feel like that kind of bleeds into like Sarah's sister. And I'm thinking that was her partner. Was that her partner?
It was, yeah.
And I didn't really I wish sometimes they put like labels up of like, this is their name and whatever. I felt like it was very that way towards Ben as well. They were just like not having it. They were just like already, I feel like they came into the situation with their minds
He's a straight Black man.
Yeah, with their minds made up that he is a person who has faith, and that is just not going to work out. She's selling herself short because he has faith. Like, the whole conversation, I felt like they were like also the same kind of tone. Like, they have one up on him. They are better than him. They're more open-minded than him. I don't know. I don't feel like they even like gave him a shot. And she was like, Ben is like the best person I've ever met and been with, and blah blah blah. So I'll be curious to see how like that whole conversation impacts her. Because I understand like being hesitant, like, obviously in America, and what we're taught in Christianity is that like, marriage is between a man and a woman. So I understand like the hesitancy and the fears and whatever, but like, you're coming at a person you don't know, and I felt like attacking him, without even giving him a chance. Like, like
I also brought up that he's like, they did bring up the fact that he's like a man, and I think even like a straight white man. They brought it up in context of, so he can't understand what women feel, or like, I don't know. I just feel like, so there were all these layers in that conversation. Yes, there was like race in that conversation. There was sexual preference in that, or sexuality, however you want to call it, in that conversation. And then there was the religion. And there was a lot, in my opinion, also of judgment coming at him rather than being like, like people can be Christian and be fine with homosexuality.
Yeah.
Like that, those things can coexist. It's fine. But they weren't very open to, but I did feel like when her sister was at the dress fitting, she did come around a little bit.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I have a hard time. I have a hard time with, I don't know, that whole dinner thing. Okay, what about Devin's shoes? Would you be okay with that? Or would you be like a deal breaker? Like, what do you think about
I
that?
thought it was fine.
Did you? I was just like, okay, this
That's
is
his own
kind of
money.
excessive. I just think it's excessive. That's my opinion on it.
Yeah. So,
This is not how much he's spending on them, I guess. Like,
well, but also it's like he's single right now. He has
yeah,
been.
no, it's totally his business. I was just curious,
Yeah.
like, if you walked in to a man's room and you see all these shoes, and maybe when I was younger, I would have been okay with it. Now I'm like,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do with all these shoes?
I would just feel like, oh my God, he's a sneakerhead. He's into J's. He's into like certain special kinds of Nike, whatever. It's fine. I think everyone has their thing that they like and that they spend money on and they're passionate about. Like someone may not like that I go out to the farm and spend as much money as I do on my grass-fed pasture raised meats and cheeses and
Yeah,
like all the money I spend on healthy food choices and like somebody could say that's excessive, but that's important to me and that's how I live. And
that's a consumable. I don't know. It's different for me.
right. But I mean, like some people do think it's crazy. And so, and also, I mean, Jagger loves like J's and shoes and stuff. So I've dated men who, like, back in the day would be at like this mall on Saturday morning in line to get their Jordans. Like,
I've never even heard of that. That's so funny. I didn't know that was a thing. Like they released like a certain time.
yes. And like I have gotten online now, like to get Jaggers when they release, like waiting for the countdown to get his size that day, like for special ones. So it is, I mean, it's a thing, and I think it's fine as long as that isn't like an obsessive thing to where he's spending money he should be spending on bills on it, which again is different than a drug addiction or something.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I have anything right now in my life. Like, what do I like to buy a lot of? Maybe coffee cups. I have an excessive amount of coffee cups, but I want to get rid of some. I just can't because, like, I don't know, Jeremy's bought them for me or whatever. Like,
Yeah, they have meaning.
Yeah. It's not that I still want them.
Yeah, I'm like that too with certain things.
I don't know. I just don't have anything right now.
We have to talk about Dave.
Listen, if we start talking about Dave, we're not going to stop talking about Dave. I was like, we should just talk about him the whole time because I don't know. I'm over him. I would like to just say, who haven't we talked about? We talked about Ben and Sarah. Oh, I did want to talk about Ben's TikTok thing for a second because, like, you have to have a lot of faith, and it's kind of similar to Lauren's situation. You have to have a lot of faith in the person that, like, obviously, you hope that they tell you the truth about a situation, but I don't know. Like, you're the one picking to marry them in like 4 weeks or whatever it is, 6 weeks. I don't even know. Like,
well, the only thing I thought was weird, I actually enjoyed that conversation because it was like something serious for them to kind of talk about because I feel like they're always like like nonstop. Yeah. And which is fine, like have fun and be bubbly, but it's like at some point there also has to be depth. And so I enjoyed that interaction, like seeing him especially not be so bubbly
Like goofy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I did think it was weird that he acted like he could remember that it was specifically 4 years ago, but he
Mm-hmm.
didn't remember any other details.
Yeah, I thought
I
that
thought
was
that was weird.
strange, but I feel like Jeremy would be the same way. He'd be like, I don't know, that was like such a long time ago. But then maybe if he thought about it more, it would come back up and like he would remember more. I don't know.
But how did he remember? Like for me, and I know everyone's different, but for me, like I would have a hard time remembering how many years ago it was exactly. Like I would be like, I don't, was that like 2 years ago or 6 years ago? Or like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I would really have to like, I kind of sometimes tie things to like where I lived and how
Hmm.
old Jagger was, and then I can kind of count backwards or figure it out. But still,
Yeah.
sometimes there's like a window. And anyway,
Well,
I just
I
thought,
was thinking, like when you said that about Ben, I was thinking, well, maybe he like remembers how old he was when he was like dating her. Maybe it was like around his birthday or something, and he's like,
yeah,
I was
right,
4. I don't even know how old he is.
yeah,
But I was thinking, and I don't know. I don't know. Men are so strange when they
yeah. But I also think
don't remember details.
for 4 years, like for her to come after 4 years and get on TikTok and say this shit.
Well, because he's on his reality TV show. That was the deal. She's so tired of reality TV show glorifying bad men.
Right. But I'm like, people like, God, if I thought back to me 4 years ago, I mean, there are a lot of things that are the same, but there's a lot of things that have changed.
Yeah.
And so in 4 years, I would hope someone has like evolved and, shifted
Yeah.
the way they show up in life. And
Maybe there is more to the story than maybe he was really awful. I don't know.
right. I don't know either, but yeah, I mean, I think it would come down to like Sarah, what she did, just having to trust herself, right? Like going back to trusting
Mhm.
ourselves, like just trust herself in that. Okay, this is what I think that like this is the Ben I know. So I'm
Yeah.
making my decision on that. And do I,
Based on who I know. Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah.
do I
I
feel
don't know.
like there's anything here that I need to look at?
Yeah. I don't know. I struggle with that whole situation because I was like, okay, like obviously we're blowing this out. I felt like it was a little blown out of proportion, I guess. Because I don't know. And I think maybe some of it's to do with the Dave situation where it's like, okay, you pick this person to marry. Like obviously stuff's going to come up. There's going to be bumps along the road with anybody you marry. So you're either gonna do it or not. Like bumps or
Yeah,
not. Like
right.
who
So
you're I mean, you can't keep holding stuff, I guess, against them that they did like in their past because
yeah.
I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
I do. I guess like with the Dave situation, what was so, I mean, there are so many things, but it's talking about the bumps, right? Like when they came back and they got their phones back and he found out there was this guy that she had been, he calls it dating, she calls it hooking up. I believe her. Like,
Oh, I believe her too.
so
I'm so glad it's over.
I know.
So glad it's over. I'm like, thank goodness this crap is over. Oh no, my phone's dying.
So like his family and friends like know this guy and he's like, oh, I was dating her up until like 2 days before she left and all this stuff. And she's like, no, we weren't dating. We were friends and we hooked up. And I don't think that precludes her from being ready for marriage. Like, I don't think that
No.
just because she's having sex with someone for fun, that's a friend that she's not in love with, that means she's not ready to get married. I just don't. I can see how those can be two separate things. Like, how do you feel?
Yeah. I mean, I completely agree. I just think Dave's a moron. Like I can't even deal with him. Like I just think he has a lot of growing up to do. Like when he said he's 32 in the show. I'm just like, how are you 32? Like you
Uh,
are beyond just like so immature, which you brought up the whole like obviously his mom died, so maybe he didn't have the opportunity to work through all of that stuff. Because, like, obviously, I think he looks at his sister as a mom, but
I
like,
was wondering, like, did he get stuck at a certain point when his mom passed? Because I don't remember how old he was when that happened. And then,
like young.
yeah, and then he never really matured past that age and like there's plenty of different types of like energy work and therapies and things that he could do to resolve that, and to transform it. But the thing for me is like, he's 32 years old, and all that resonated over and over and over, or reverberated, I should say, and all the time when he talked, it was like, well, my sister and my friends, and then some of his dad, like what they think, what they're telling me.
Yeah, but then he would like play this game where, like, when he was in front of her, he'd be like, well, I don't think it matters or whatever. And then the next conversation would be brought back up again. And I'm like, this is so ridiculous.
Molly called him out on it.
Yeah, I just need to get off of this roller coaster. Like, this is so dumb. He's like, going in circles. Well, and he even said basically to the guys that, like, well, I didn't really want to be the one to like break up with her. Like, even when he was talking to the guys, he was still going in circles. And then his whole drunk thing with Lauren there, like, she is like the world's most understanding and kind person.
He was
I'm really curious to see, like, watching this back, if she's like, what is wrong with me? Like, why did I put up with this?
So drunk. Oh, I know.
I don't think she realizes in the moment. Like, I don't think she realizes, because I think she wants to get married. Right. Like, I don't think she realizes just how, like, whatever, crazy.
And I really want women to stop with this, what is wrong with me thing. Because I've done that too. I've been there too, where I'm like, what is wrong with me? Why do I keep like repeating this thing, or letting people treat me this way, or whatever? Or like attracting this kind of man into my life. But the truth is that I really think I think there's a lot of layers to it, but I think that like we are like on a spiritual journey in our human existence. And so we are learning lessons, and we are crossing paths with the exact right people for us to evolve and for us to see and get clear. And we would never like ask a 2-year-old what's wrong with them because they don't know how to do calculus. Like that would never even, so why do we do that to ourselves? Why do we don't even ask a 2-year-old what's wrong with them because they don't know how to do 2 + 2 yet? Like, why would we do that to ourselves? It's just, we are learning and growing and evolving, and we do that through practice and play in everyday life. And I also think sometimes it's just other people. Like, I actually loved when she was like, I just think it's too far gone. Like, when he came to her drunk and was like, I don't know, maybe, like, he was acting like maybe we should get back together or something, even though he wouldn't really say it.
I think she handled that really well. I think that she realized probably then that, like, okay, I feel so much relief not having to talk about how terrible I am every other minute of the day. Like, I'm really curious to know what her thoughts are now watching it back, because like, it's a pressure cooker when you're in the environment. You obviously want to get to the end where you're married and all that stuff. And I just would be really curious. Turn that off, please. What her thoughts would be.
And Molly,
he needs to work on his masculinity. He needs to get a phone, because he did the same thing with Molly. He's like, well, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, okay, so like, are we ending it? And he's like, well, yeah, I think I just did. And it's like, you are not clear at all on what you were trying to say. Like,
but I loved when Molly talked to him when they all got back together and they were sitting outside, and she was like, so why aren't you telling these people, this is my fiance, so get with it. Like, I'm not listening to this shit. I've chosen her, and this is like, we have worked through that. I trust her. We're good. And like, just set a boundary with them, right? That's also masculine energy. Set a boundary.
Yeah.
And I loved that she was calling him out. She was like, Lauren's my girl. She's a great person. You're missing the boat here.
Yeah. I would agree with that. I really like Molly. I thought she did a good job. I mean, obviously everybody likes Molly. Everybody likes Lauren. I'm excited to see the reunion because I just need to know all of it. I need to know more about Mason and Meg. I need to know more about Alex and Madison. I don't know. What I left with was I just feel so relieved that Dave and Lauren are over. Like, what a huge relief. Like, he just, his going in circles, blaming everybody else. Like, gosh.
So, right. And even just him asking everyone if they've had sex yet, it's like more like you were just
Oh,
trying
yeah,
to
I thought that
yourself.
was.
Like, have your own experience. Why do you have to? And I mean, he wasn't just talking to the guys and being like, hey, it was like he literally was going to everyone, including the women, and saying, happy, happy, happy.
Like, what?
Huh?
Like, what is it? Yeah, what does it matter?
Right. I think it's just his own insecurity and like just he compares himself to everyone else. He needs approval from everyone else all the time, which is why I said I feel like I'm curious if he just stopped growing and evolving at a certain age.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel like that's very like, healthy in a 32
No.
situation.
He has a lot of stuff I feel like he could probably work on.
So I only have one more thing
Okay.
that I want your
I'm afraid
opinion.
my phone's gonna die. So good. Okay, what's your one more thing?
Well, because I wrote it down and it made me think of it. And it was in episode 11 when Sarah and Ben went to church, and you could just tell she was so uncomfortable. The message was like, not, it was an interesting church message. It wasn't like what I would expect to hear, but anyway, that doesn't matter. But you could tell that she was like uncomfortable and didn't really agree because he was saying like, you have to get saved and believe in Jesus. Like that's the only way. And like, we have to tell all of our friends that. And she was kind of squirming and like, oh, you could tell. But then she said to production in her little interview that she would definitely go again.
Yeah, and she was open to like that.
Yeah. And I just found that interesting because one of the reasons I stopped going to church, it's not that I don't believe in spirituality, even in Christ, Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, like I love all of that. I love so many stories, even that are in the Bible that are so powerful. It's like we've talked about this before. My view got bigger and broader than that. So it's like I encompass that and other viewpoints and belief systems too. Like I just saw like, oh, God isn't in this one little box. Like God, goddess, spirit universe is like big and can't be contained really. But anyway, so I was like, I didn't want to go sit and listen to messages that weren't fully in alignment for me week after week after week, where I felt like I was always having to like throw this out and keep this and get rid of that and blah, blah, blah. It was just too much work. And I didn't want to take Jagger into that. And then me bring him home and be like, okay, now they said like gay marriage is wrong, but that I don't believe that. And here's this and that. Like I didn't want to have to just do that when I could just teach him about being really connected to divinity. So anyway, I was like, wow. So she would, in some ways, like that's, I guess, really nice of her. But what did you think? Like, would you go back to something? And let's just take church out of it. Let's say that you were marrying someone like maybe who's Catholic or you're not Catholic, or maybe who's Hindu or Buddhist or whatever, and you were going to go to this other temple with them. And if you didn't really agree with what they were saying, would you keep going?
I don't know. I mean, I guess it would depend on the situation. I
Yeah.
guess. Like, if it's somebody that I love and I want to be with, yeah, probably. Like, okay, so I grew up Methodist and Jeremy grew up German Baptist. And I mean, we believe in God, but like their
Yeah.
practice and what they say is probably a little bit different than what
Yeah, but that stuff's,
that.
I think personally, I think that stuff's pretty similar. Like when you're still in a Protestant, because like my Nana was Methodist, my dad's family was Free Will Baptist.
I mean, I guess like German Baptist wouldn't be like compared because you brought up Catholic, like that's still the same. It's like the same, but
Well, Catholic
lots
is
of difference
different
there.
because it's not Protestant. Because in Catholicism, you don't pray to God, like you have to go to the priest, and there's all like you're not allowed to be on birth control, like if you're a strict Catholic.
I was gonna say, oh wait, hold on, because I know people who are Catholic, and that's not even like how
Right.
they.
But that is like in Catholicism, like that. Like I have really good friends who are Catholic and who, if they're actually practicing Catholicism as Catholicism is taught, right? But this goes back to everyone like makes up their own way, which I think is great. That's not a judgment. I think everyone should make up their own way of how take a bits and pieces from everything that feels good and makes sense to you. Um, but if you're being like strict about it, you go through the priest, you like have your rosary beads, you're not on birth control. Like someone recently just told me that even if you're Catholic, like you're not supposed to practice yoga because it's like worshiping other gods, they believe. Um, which I found interesting. But anyway, my question was more like because I don't think I could do that. Not that I could never go to church with someone, but like I would definitely not enjoy it, and I would definitely not go every week. And that just wouldn't be part of my everyday life, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I could see people not wanting to go back if they didn't agree. I don't know. I mean, she seemed open to it.
Right. Which was, I just found that I was fascinated by it because I'm like, wow, I don't like, I'm not saying it's good or bad or healthy or unhealthy. I'm fascinated.
Yeah, yeah,
But
that'd be.
I tend to not, I'm just like, well, I want to do something else on my Sunday morning. Then go listen to somebody talk about something that I don't even agree with.
Yeah, but maybe she's not sure yet. Like maybe she still has her own questions she's trying to answer.
Yes, that is a possibility. Um, which does make a lot of sense because she's trying to also figure out if what he practices and believes like is in alignment with what she wants in her life from her husband.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. We'll find out if they end up together or not.
I know.
Real curious.
I know. Me too. Anyway, I was just curious about that because I made a note of it because I feel like faith can be a big and it's an important aspect of life in general. And I do believe people can have different belief systems and still be together.
Yeah.
Um, for me, the issue is more if someone was like really expecting me to line up with their belief system when I just don't, and that doesn't feel
Yeah. I don't think
authentic.
Ben at all. Yeah,
Okay.
Ben's obviously that clear. Yeah, so I think he's like, yeah, I love being with you. So like, I would enjoy you being with me like when I'm doing this activity, which is normal in every marriage to like go do something that your spouse enjoys that you're not like super in love with. Like it's just part of that give and take. And what kind of marriage do you want? Like I love
Yes.
being with my husband. So like if he wants to go, I don't know. I'm trying to think of something he likes to do that I don't love to do. Like, then I'll probably do it. I'll just,
Well, I will do those things for sure. Like things that aren't my very favorite, but I'll still go and show up.
yeah,
Um, I feel like church and faith is a different, for me personally, it's different. Like it's not something I'm going to go show up and do if I don't believe in it, because it's a literal way of like being in that energy and receiving it. And like I take my ceremony time and my worship very seriously. Like, I mean, not like it can't be light and playful and fun, but what I mean is
yeah,
like I'm not gonna just go through the motions.
yeah. I don't think Sarah has like a strong like you do. Like I don't think she has a strong
Yeah.
anything else. Like I just think that she,
Yeah.
yeah,
It could
I
be
don't think
really
she,
good for her. Yeah. I think it could be really good for
yeah,
her to go, because it seems like she is working out. Like if I remember correctly, she did used to go to church and she did quit going because of like the stuff with her sister and equality and all of that.
mhm,
So it could be a great opportunity for her to work out. Can I have both and?
yeah,
Can I really support, and if she wants both and in that way, or even just working out, ooh, how do I create both and in my own way, even if
mhm,
it's not going to church with him every Sunday, or maybe it is, we don't know yet, but let's play
yeah,
with it, see what happens.
yeah. I like that she's open. Like
Yeah.
I like that idea, like being open to
Yeah.
all the possibilities.
Yes. Me too. I do like it in that way. I was just curious your thoughts, because I felt like she was kind of like not feeling great, like being in the service, like with what they were saying. Like it was almost like you could like cut the tension, with a knife.
A lot of people, if they're like, "Oh, I believe this," and blah blah blah, and I walk into church and I'm gonna, catch on fire or whatever people say. Like, so
Oh,
some people go in with that, like
okay. I
that
didn't even think about
whatever
that.
judgment,
Yeah.
fear, whatever. So then you're obviously not relaxed in your environment if you like have like this preconceived idea of like what it's gonna be like or how it's gonna feel or whatever. Because I can be that way doing different things that I don't like know, but I might be having fun, but I still might be like tense. You know what I'm saying? Like it might be okay. Like I might actually be okay, but during it I might be tense, and then after it's over, oh, that wasn't so bad. Like I could do that again or whatever.
I see. I see. Yeah. I wasn't even thinking about that, especially like the going into church when you have these other viewpoints. And yeah, because I guess I don't. Huh. Okay, well, Emily's phone died, everyone. Great wrap up. We left you on that note. Um, all is well. Okay, have a great one. Hope you enjoyed today's podcast. Bye.